Have you ever had that sinking feeling deep inside, the sense that no matter how hard you try, no matter how kind or honest you are, the world seems to be working against you? It could be at work, where a colleague smiles warmly to your face but quietly undermines you behind closed doors. It could be in your personal life, where someone you love takes advantage of your generosity, your patience, your loyalty. Or maybe it's a so-called friend, someone you've supported through thick and thin, who somehow seems to glow a little brighter when you stumble, who celebrates your failures more than your victories. You've felt it, haven't you? That subtle, invisible pressure. The quiet whispers, the unspoken games, the lies told with a smile. And here's the brutal truth. The world doesn't care about how good you are. It doesn't reward purity, honesty, or even fairness. The world rewards power. It rewards those who understand the invisible rules that most people never notice, the rules that shape every relationship, every interaction, every victory and defeat. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain. We're going to explore the hidden laws of human nature, laws that thinkers like Machiavelli, Nietzsche, and even ancient philosophers like Plato and Marcus Aurelius wrote about centuries ago. Laws that, when understood, can make you unshakable, untouchable. Not by being cruel or heartless, but by learning to see clearly, act strategically, and protect yourself in a world that is far more ruthless than most dare to admit. But before you can rise above the chaos, you must confront one uncomfortable truth: the unseen game. Every person you meet is playing a game. Some play it openly, competing, strategizing, making moves you can see. Others play it in secret, behind layers of charm, politeness, or false humility. The problem is this: most people don't even realize there's a game happening. They move through life naively, assuming that kindness will be met with kindness, that loyalty will be rewarded, that honesty will always be honored. But the great philosophers knew better. Machiavelli wrote in The Prince, "Men are ungrateful, fickle, liars and deceivers, fearful of danger and greedy for gain." At first, that might sound harsh, even cynical. But look at the world around you. Look at how quickly friends turn to rivals when money, status, or survival are on the line. Look at how often leaders are praised one day and crucified the next. People are not purely good or purely evil. They are opportunistic. They are loyal to you only as long as it benefits them. This isn't a reason to hate them. It's a reason to see them clearly. Because when you stop expecting the world to be fair, you stop being caught off guard when it isn't. And that clarity is the first step toward becoming untouchable. The power of stillness. Imagine this scenario: someone spreads a lie about you. It's completely false, but it spreads quickly, like wildfire. Your first instinct is to fight back, to explain yourself, to defend your reputation. But here's the paradox: the more you defend yourself, the guiltier you appear. When you argue, when you scramble to explain, you are playing on their terms. You are confirming that there's something worth arguing about in the first place. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. He wrote that silence often speaks louder than any words. The most powerful leaders in history, from Marcus Aurelius to modern-day figures, understood this deeply. The less you react, the more control you have. When you stay calm, when you refuse to engage, people start to wonder. What do they know that I don't? Your silence becomes a shield. Your composure becomes a weapon. And in a world addicted to noise and chaos, stillness becomes a rare and terrifying form of power. The silent erosion of respect. Think about the last time someone disrespected you. Maybe they interrupted you mid-sentence. Maybe they mocked you in front of others. Maybe they dismissed your ideas, your feelings, or your boundaries. Did you confront them? Or did you swallow it down, telling yourself it wasn't worth the conflict? Every time you allow disrespect to slide, you teach others how to treat you. You send a message, silently but powerfully, that says, "This behavior is acceptable. You can do it again." Nietzsche once wrote, "He who despises himself still respects himself as one who despises." In other words, even when you resent yourself for staying quiet, you are reinforcing the very dynamic you hate. Setting boundaries isn't about anger or revenge. It's about self-respect. It's about saying, through action, I know my worth. And I will not allow you to diminish it. True power isn't loud. It's not about yelling, threatening, or intimidating. It's about being so steady, so certain of who you are, that others are forced to acknowledge it, whether they want to or not. The art of walking away. Here's one of the hardest lessons you'll ever learn. Sometimes, love isn't enough. Sometimes, loyalty isn't enough. Sometimes, even years of shared history aren't enough to justify staying in someone's life. Machiavelli compared rulers to surgeons. When infection spreads in the body, a surgeon must cut it out. Even if it's painful. Even if it means losing something that once felt essential. The same is true in your relationships. There are people who will drain you, manipulate you, or quietly celebrate your downfall. And often, they are the ones you care about most. Walking away doesn't mean you don't care. It means you refuse to sacrifice your future for someone who is poisoning your present. It means choosing growth over comfort. It means understanding that sometimes, the most loving word you can say is no. The power of mystery. Most people think power comes from being dominant. From taking up space, commanding attention, speaking the loudest. But there's another, subtler form of power. One that is far more difficult to master. Mystery. When you reveal everything about yourself, people stop wondering about you. They stop imagining, stop projecting, stop being intrigued. You become predictable, and predictable people are easy to control. But when you speak less, when you show less, when you hold back just enough to keep others guessing, you gain an invisible advantage. People will lean in. They will project their fears and desires onto you. They will give you power without realizing it, simply because they cannot figure you out. Machiavelli would call this, the art of concealment. And in a world obsessed with oversharing, it is one of the rarest and most potent forms of strength. Becoming untouchable. So how do you rise above it all? How do you protect yourself in a world full of betrayal, manipulation, and chaos? You don't do it by trying to control everyone else. You do it by mastering yourself. Here are the keys. 1. See clearly. Accept that people act out of self-interest. This isn't cynicism, it's clarity. 2. Protect your energy. Walk away from those who drain you, no matter who they are. 3. Stay silent when attacked. Don't feed lies or rumors with desperate explanations. 4. Set boundaries. Teach others how to treat you through your actions, not just your words. 5. Speak less, reveal less. Let mystery become your shield. 6. Act decisively. When the moment comes, move with quiet, unstoppable force. When you live by these principles, you stop being a pawn in other people's games. Their traps no longer work on you. Their chaos no longer shakes you. You become like a storm, calm on the surface, but with unstoppable power beneath. Final reflection. The world will never reward you simply for being good. But it will always respect you for being strong. From Plato to Nietzsche, from Marcus Aurelius to Machiavelli, the greatest thinkers have all taught the same timeless truth. Life is not fair, but it can be mastered. So stop waiting for others to recognize your worth. Stop explaining yourself to those who never wanted to understand you. Stop playing by rules that were never designed to help you win. Instead, become untouchable. Not by crushing others, but by mastering yourself so fully that no one can manipulate you, break you, or ignore you. Because once you see the world for what it truly is, and see yourself for what you truly are, you don't just survive. You rise. And when you rise, the world has no choice but to rise with you.